Man is not aware of what he is doing. He is just repeating patterns, mechanical, unconscious. Masturbation is not sin. It is sleep. It is not evil. It is ignorance. The act itself is not wrong. But the attachment, the dependence, the repetitive craving, it becomes a barrier to your awakening. If you want to be free, don't fight the act, observe the root. Why are you escaping? Why are you indulging? You cannot stop something unless you understand what feeds it. So let us talk not about suppression, but about awareness. These are the 7 things you must avoid, not with force but with understanding, if you truly want to rise above masturbation and transform your energy. 1. Avoid pornography. Pornography is not just visual stimulation, it is spiritual anesthesia. It sedates the soul. When you watch porn, you are not looking with awareness. You are being hypnotized. The screen is a mirror, but a distorted one. It shows you fantasy, but hides reality. You don't see the pain behind the performance. You don't see the emptiness that follows the climax. You only see the illusion of pleasure. This is not about morality, it is about consciousness. A man lost in porn is not evil. He is simply unaware. He doesn't know that every time he indulges, he is digging a hole in his own mind. A hole where real intimacy, real connection, and real masculinity disappear. And yet the problem is not the porn, it is the absence of presence. A mind that seeks porn is a mind that has forgotten how to be with itself. It has forgotten how to feel joy in silence. It is seeking thrill because it cannot find peace. To quit porn, you don't need willpower, you need vision. See what it is doing to you, see how it shrinks your soul, see how it replaces real women with pixels, see how it makes your desires mechanical and your emotions artificial. The day you see clearly, you will not fight it, you will drop it. Not as an enemy but as a burden. That is the path of awareness. 2. Avoid boredom. Boredom is not a lack of things to do, it is a lack of connection with yourself. When you are bored, you are not present. You are elsewhere, waiting for something to happen. But in that waiting, you forget that you are the happening. A bored man turns to cheap pleasures because he has lost touch with his own inner richness. He masturbates not because he needs sex, but because he cannot sit with his own silence. Silence scares him, stillness frightens him, so he moves, he clicks, he indulges. But boredom is not your enemy, it is your invitation. It is life saying, come inside, sit with me, feel this moment. Most people avoid boredom with distractions, but the wise man transforms boredom into meditation. Instead of running from it, become curious. Why am I bored? What is missing? And you will find the boredom is not real. It is a mask over your unawareness. The next time you feel bored, don't open your phone, don't reach for pleasure. Close your eyes, breathe, just sit. Something magical will begin to unfold. The birth of your inner world. That world is vast, eternal, and endlessly fascinating. Masturbation disappears not when you escape boredom, but when you befriend it. 3. Avoid isolation. Isolation is not the same as solitude. Solitude is sacred. It is when you are alone but full. Isolation is when you are alone but empty. It is a state of disconnection, not just from others but from yourself, from nature, from life itself. A man who lives in isolation begins to hear whispers, whispers from the unconscious. The urge grows louder. The cravings become more frequent, because the mind has nothing to feed on but its own shadows, and the shadow always wants escape, it wants stimulation, it wants release. But this is not about forcing yourself to socialize, this is about reconnecting to life. Go outside, not to avoid yourself, but to rediscover yourself. Feel the wind, touch the bark of a tree, listen to a child laughing. These are not distractions, they are reminders. Reminders that you are not alone in this world. You are part of a vast living web. Connection is healing, it breaks the loop. When you are in nature, you are less likely to fall into unconscious patterns. When you walk, breathe, and engage with the world, the urge loses its grip. Masturbation thrives in isolation because the soul withers in silence. But when you step into life, the urge fades, not because it is suppressed, but because it is replaced by something deeper, presence. 4. Avoid late nights. The night is a mysterious time. It carries the weight of silence and the pull of shadows. During the day, your mind is occupied. There is noise, movement, distractions. But at night, all the distractions fade, and what remains is your raw self, the unprocessed desires, the hidden cravings, the unresolved loneliness. That is why most relapses happen in the dark. It is not just about biology. It is about vulnerability. In the stillness of the night, the mind becomes louder, the body seeks comfort, the ego becomes restless, and in that restlessness you fall. But the solution is not to fight the night. The night is not your enemy. The real question is, why are you awake? What are you searching for? What hunger has not been fed in the daylight, that now cries out in the dark? Late nights are a mirror. They show you where your energy is being wasted. They show you that your rhythms are unnatural. A tired mind seeks pleasure, not because it needs it, but because it lacks clarity. If you want to regain control, honor the natural rhythm of life. Sleep early. Let your body restore. Let your mind rest. Let your soul breathe. When you wake with the sun, your energy aligns with light, not darkness, and when your energy is aligned with the sun, the shadow loses its power. 5. Avoid triggering content. Everything you watch, everything you hear, everything you consume, it becomes part of your inner landscape. Most people think that the mind is private, but it is not. It is porous. It absorbs everything, even what you don't notice. Seductive songs, flirtatious videos, provocative posts, they are not innocent entertainment, they are seeds, and these seeds grow in your subconscious. Later when you are alone, when you are weak, these seeds bloom into urges. You don't masturbate because of the moment, it is the build-up, the little exposures throughout the day, the music that stirs lust, the ad that excites your imagination, the scrolling that never ends. Understand, your environment is shaping your behavior. The fire you feel at night was fed during the day, and you didn't even realize it, so become mindful. Clean your digital space, unfollow what triggers, stop watching what unsettles you, protect your inputs, because the man who guards what enters his mind, guards what flows out of his soul. Real discipline is not about force, it is about filtration. Don't fight the craving, starve it of fuel, and it dies on its own. 6. Avoid shame. Shame is not morality, shame is poison. It does not purify, it paralyzes. When you fall into masturbation and feel shame, you create a wound. And then instead of healing it, you hide it, you bury it, you run from it. But what is buried is never gone. It festers, it becomes guilt, and guilt becomes a craving for escape. And again you masturbate, not out of lust, but out of pain. And again you feel shame. The cycle continues. Understand this. Shame does not come from awareness, it comes from comparison. You think you are dirty because someone told you so, because religion, society, culture, they made you feel guilty about your body, your desire, your energy. But energy is not shameful, it is sacred. Yes, you may fall, but don't condemn yourself. Watch yourself, learn, laugh, see how absurd the mind is, how easily it tricks you, and in that laughter you rise. Awareness brings light, shame brings darkness. Choose light, because only in light does the seed of transformation grow. 7. Avoid weak company. You are not just the average of your habits, you are the average of your vibrations. And nothing influences your vibration more than the people around you. Spend time with people who gossip about porn, who joke about lust, who normalize self-pleasure, and slowly their vibration becomes yours. You begin to think it's okay. You begin to lose your inner fire. But when you are with people who value discipline, silence, creativity, growth, something shifts. Their energy lifts you. Their words become reminders. Their presence becomes fuel. Weak company distracts you. Strong company awakens you. This doesn't mean you should judge others. No, it means you should choose what feeds your soul. If someone lowers your consciousness, you owe it to yourself to walk away. You are not better than them, but you are walking a different path. Surround yourself with people who don't just talk, but live in truth. People who see through the illusion. People who remind you of who you are becoming, not who you were. You cannot rise if you are chained to those who have no intention of rising. Let go of weak company, and your strength will return. Masturbation is not your enemy. Unawareness is. The energy you waste can become a storm of creation, a fire of discipline, a light of transformation. But you must walk the path, not in force, but in freedom. Meditate, breathe, watch your thoughts without judgment. Slowly the urge will fade, not because you fought it, but because you outgrew it. Subscribe to NoFap Nation for content that wakes you up, not puts you to sleep.